I did a little digging and I gathered up your 5 most asked questions as of the fall of 2023. So let's go through them. Let's deep dive. Let me be raw and real and honest. Stay tuned. I'm Cristy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome back to another episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I'm your host, Cristy Code Red, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer, and I'm glad that you're here with me today. Once in a while, I like to do this type of podcast, just kind of throw it in as something a little different. You know, we can get really heavy on some of the podcasts. Like most of the ones I've done with Brad are, they're heavy and they're deep, you know, like how long will you run? Remember that one? And you can't choose how someone loves you. And like, these are some really deep podcasts that really take you down to the dark areas of your life and make you face them. And it can be tough. It can be tough, facing the demons and that kind of stuff. So, but this is not really one of those podcasts. It's a little bit light. It's a little bit, it's a little easier to listen to. You don't have to do some real serious self work on this one. But what I have done is right now I'm recording this at the end of October of 2023. We are coming out of fall, going into winter, and a lot has happened since the beginning of the summer. And I have seen this repeat of these top 5 questions. These are the most asked questions that we've received, and I've received, and on Instagram and Facebook and in our customer service desk and in person for the second half of this year of 2023. And so, you know, let's go through it, because I live my life out loud. I have always lived my life. You know, people say, well, ain't nobody's business. Well, wait a minute. You can't put yourself out there and share your life with the world and then all of a sudden pull it back. Like, people are invested in they want to know what's going on. And you know, I have the same thing. Look, I only follow 150 people on Instagram. I mean, there are people that follow like thousands of people on Instagram. I don't, because the people I do follow, I get involved. I kind of like, you know, when social media, people like, I hate social media, and there's a lot of things bad about social media, but it does allow you to take a peek into someone's life. And I made the choice, and I chose this, to let it all hang out. You know, when I divorced Miles a couple of years ago, you know, when I lost Vinny, oh, you guys were all involved in that. When Vinny was killed, and like, there's just some really hard things that I've gone through. And you guys have walked through that with me. And that's because I choose to let you in on that part of my life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I appreciate when people online do that. I always teach my coaches, there's a difference between being vulnerable and being unstable. You know, I am running a company here, and you don't want to look unstable. You don't want people who are like, I don't know if I want to partner up with that company. I don't know if I want to invest in those products. Like, this is an unstable. No, there's a difference between just being a person and being a little vulnerable and kind of sharing your dark times with people, and then flat out like going off the rails. And then people are now questioning whether they want to even invest their money in your company and partner up. And I'm not that, like, no, but I have shared all of it with you. I mean, you guys remember all those years ago when my dad got into a motorcycle accident, was in the ICU and got a head injury. And, you know, when my parents went through their divorce, and, you know, all the traveling I've done, I've shared all of it with you. So this is no different. I don't really know why certain things I need to hide and certain things I don't. I don't think that's necessary. People, like, things come out, they come out, and whether I control the narrative or not is, I think that's good that I can control the narrative. If you can hear it from the horse's mouth, then you're not going to be, you're not going to wonder. You're not going to wonder. So let's get started. I've got the five, got them written down here in front of me. The five biggest, the five most asked questions second half of 2023, because a lot has happened, hasn't it? Yes, it has. Number one, why did you start the shift? So when I met Brad, or beginning of the summer 2023, we met in June of 2023. He had, he had a lot of mindset coaching experience. He had done a lot of studying about the mind. And you guys know this about me because I have been upfront and honest about this. I do not like coaching on mindset. It's something that I avoid. I just avoid. I don't like it. I don't do well with it. I don't want to coach on it. I think it can be a little too woo woo. It can be a little too hippity dippity. It's like people get way caught up in like, oh, the sun and the moon are going to align and this and that. And like, entrepreneurs get way caught up in that bull crap and they never launch their product. I'm so sick of, I'm way the other way. And, Brad is very appropriate when it comes to his opinions and his thoughts and stuff. He doesn't just force them on people, but I became aware within the first couple of times of meeting him and talking to him that this is what he was very good at and he was into, and I quickly made fun of him and was just like, you're crazy, you don't know what you're talking about, that's over the top and manifesting, and you can't manifest like I will have $1 billion by tomorrow morning. This is ridiculous. Like I didn't believe in any of it. Well, I started to listen to him quickly because I realized he knew what he was talking about, and I started to learn about it. And then I tried it myself, and then it worked on myself. I worked on me. It worked. And I learned that this was the missing piece of Code Red. That I thought, crap, I mean, I'm not good at mindset coaching, but with just a few small tweaks and a few small implementing some small things, I was able to change one of the biggest problems I've had with food for decades. And I couldn't believe it. It was fixed. And it was all because of what I learned from Brad. So quickly, I think he had suggested after we met for breakfast one morning in June, and he said, hey, maybe we can partner up. And I knew he was a real estate investor, and I do weight loss, and I'm in health, and he's in wealth. And I thought maybe we could do something like health and wealth. And so he had mentioned that kind of while we were getting on our cars. And I started thinking about that. I'm always looking for, you guys know me, I'm an opportunist. I am looking for business opportunities. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This guy knows what he's talking about. And I know what I'm talking about. We got two strong people. Let's partner up and see if we can reach more people. So I had reached out to him and said, hey, maybe we can do something together. So we came up with an idea of, just to make a long story short, we came up with the shift. And I have documented all of this whole process between Brad and I from the very first time I met him to, I still continue to document all the time because I know we're going to want to have pictures and information and timeline. I have all my original notes. I know the exact location where we were sitting, the exact table at the Cottonwood Grill outside on the patio when we came up with the name, The Shift. We were spitballing, we were brainstorming, we were like doing that, what's it called, the think tank kind of thing, and we were just, and it came to one or both, one of us came up with it. I don't know, it didn't matter because we both take credit for each other. Everything we do is 50-50, no matter who does what, it's 50-50. And we came up with The Shift, and the shift is what saved me. Not saved. I say that not like Jesus. The shift is what changed everything for me. Everything. And it's such a simple protocol that we came up with that everybody can do, that everybody should be doing. Every single person on this planet, 8 billion people on the planet, should be doing this shift every day. It's not hard. It takes minutes a day, and it can drastically and radically change your life. The protocol we've come up with is the secret behind the secret, because you've all seen The Secret, the movie The Secret. You've read the book The Secret. But they don't tell you how to do it. They just tell you this is what can happen. Well, then how do I do it? We give you the how. That's what makes us different than everybody else. We give you the how. We walk you through the process, and we have a tried and true protocol. And so that's why I formed the Shift. And quickly, when Brad and I realized that we had something that was not only a big company but could serve the world, we were like, oh, okay, let's go. We partnered up. We made everything legit. We got an LLC. We have operating agreements we signed that are very, very detailed paperwork to be business partners. Everything is tracked. We discuss every detail with business. We get along really, really, really well as business partners. I've always feared having a business partner, but doing this with him has been so enjoyable. It's been it's been great because I've grown Code Red by myself. I mean, my license plate says self-made. I mean, you might not agree with that. Ain't nobody self-made. Well, you didn't pay back that business loan of $100,000 that I took out to start Code Red and write my book and build the 10-pound takedown. Like, that was, so I grew Code Red by myself, and I've been shouldering the pressures of Code Red for years. And yet, when I got to do it with Brad, when I started the Shift with Brad, it was shouldering only 50%. And it was so nice. It's been so nice to have him be there and take 50% of it off of me. And we've gone through some stress already together with the company, and because it's already blowing up. It's just we're reaching just lots of people. It's starting up quicker. It's doing way more than the Code Red ever did in the beginning stages. So it's pretty amazing. And it's been really great. But this is the missing component in Code Red. And I think that goes along nicely with the next most asked question. And that is, what is the difference between Code Red and Shift? The Shift is body, mind, and spirit. And we don't focus heavily on the body. We focus 1/3 of the effort on the body, 1/3 on the mind, 1/3 on the body, 1/3 on the spirit. Code Red focuses only on the body. It's only weight loss. Now, in the 10-pound takedown, when you get 30 videos from me in 30 days, I do teach some on mindset, some. But again, I'm not really good at it. And I try to outsource that. And that's why I outsource that to Brad. I don't teach on mindset with the Shift either. I look, I stay in my lane. I know what I'm good at. I know what he's good at. We both leave that part to each other. And we're very different coaching. We have very different coaching styles. And I think that's what makes it so great. And so the Code Red is just weight loss. We can get 10% of our weight off of you in every month with a home study program. It's even better if you have VIP coaching. And so it's weight loss. It's weight loss without shakes, pills, diet foods, or exercise. The Shift is all encompassing. We do all of it because unless you do all of it, unless you do the work, the mindset work, the spiritual work, as well as the body's not going to respond. Remember, your weight problem is not the problem. Your weight, your excess body fat is the result of a bigger problem. And we've always said this with Code Red, but people come to us for weight loss, so I've only focused on weight loss. With the Shift, I'm able to focus on the entire being, everything, everything that you are. Nothing's off the table. Nothing's off limit. We touch on spirituality and the mind and in God and source and the creator and energy. And we hit on all of it, and we tackle the body portion. But what we tackle with the body portion with the Shift is more, how can we create the body to be a vessel for creating? How can we enable our body to be a good, clear vessel in order to create our dream life? And that's kind of what we focus on. So instead of focusing on weight loss in Shift with the body, we focus on purifying our body to make it to where our energy can flow so much better. And we can purify that energy so much better by not putting caramel macchiatos and cake pops and Domino's pizza and wine and copious amounts of sugar. You know, we just don't. That stuff is going to clog you up. It's going to cause so much disruption in your energies, and we don't want to have any part of that. And so we really focus on clearing out the body by using real food, water, and sleep. Same concept, because that's the proper human diet. That's, I mean, that'll never change. It's always going to be real food, water, and sleep. I mean, there's never a part of your life that is going to make room for hungry man dinners. Okay. You're never going to hear anybody say it's okay to have Pop-Tarts for breakfast and Captain Crunch cereal. That's never okay. That does nobody any good. Okay. So, but we focus on, that's kind of the approach we take, instead of saying, well, it's weight loss. No, I want to, we don't think of, in the shift, we don't think of the body portion as weight loss. We think of it as a way of treating our body with respect and kindness, and making it to where we are able to create without any disruptions. And yeah, having an entire bottle of wine at night is going to cause some massive disruptions. And then what you'll find is, when you start healing the body from the inside out, the parts of the body that you don't like, that like the bioaccumulated body fat, that does come off. That does come off of you, and your body starts to heal itself. And then you will drop that excess body fat because your body doesn't need it. You will get more energy because you're not clogged up with sugar. You will get more clarity. Your hands and your knees won't hurt. So you'll want to move your body more. It's just, everything comes together so much better in this shift. And so that's what the major difference is the shift focuses on body, mind, and spirit. Code Red is just weight loss. And there's nothing wrong with that or this. I mean, the shift, I wasn't ready for it until I was ready for it. And then I was ready for it. And now I can't imagine my life without it. And with Code Red, it's weight loss. And it's doing it through no shakes, pills, diet foods, or exercise. It's real food, water, and sleep. And that's a concept that people can wrap their head around, but they might not be ready for the shift. It might go a little deeper than what they're quite ready for. So that's the difference between the Code Red and the shift. The third biggest question that I've gotten for the second half of 2023, will you compete again? And this is referring to my bodybuilding competition. I competed at the Emerald Cup on April 30th of 2023. It was the most incredible transformation I've ever made. I did a 7.5 month transformation, lost close to 30 pounds. And I got on stage and competed, and I ended up getting third place in my category at the Emerald Cup, which is the largest amateur division, amateur show in the country. And it was a wonderful experience, And I definitely got bit by the bug, and I want to compete again. In fact, I wanted to compete right after it was over. I wanted to get right back into prep. Well, you just absolutely can't do that. Your body needs time to heal. You need to build up your food volume. You need to rest. You need to allow your body to build itself back up, because you really tear yourself down pretty good when you're in prep, or at least I had to, because I was trying to do something, monster size accomplishment in a very, 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 very short, unheard of amount of time. And that's just because that's the way it worked out with filming for my documentary. And so I would like to compete again. I'd like to get back on stage. There's definitely room for me in this sport. And I know I can bring an even better built body to the stage and be even stiffer competition for the girls in my category. I learned so much. I continue to learn about myself more and more and more all the time. And all my friends at the time that I'm recording this in October of 23, they are starting to enter into prep. And I've got four friends that are entering into prep and starting to lean out for the shows starting in March. So they've got a 5 to 6 month prep period. And it's not easy. It's not easy. But I'm jealous. And as I watch them get leaner, and I'm anxious. But the good news is I've hung on to so much muscle. I've built up a lot of muscle, and I have a lot more muscle on me. It's just a matter of, just making the commitment, getting my coach, and getting back into prep. You'd have to commit to prep. You can't kind of do it. You have to all the way do it. So yes, I want to compete again. And I will just continue to let you know if that ever happens. Of course, like I said, I live my life on social, so I can't, I, I can't help but tell you. I have to tell you. Plus, it helps hold me accountable when I tell you guys. The thing about bodybuilding is the bodybuilders don't need to have someone hold them accountable. That's the thing. It's the ultimate discipline. It's just incredible discipline. Because when nobody's looking, you're doing the right thing 6 months from stage, because what you're doing right now is going to show up on your body on stage in 6 months. And that sounds so weird, and it doesn't sound like it would be true, but the decision you make today is going to show up on your body. I'm not kidding you. Good, bad, or ugly. It's going to show up on stage in 6 months. There's nothing you can't undo damage. If you do damage now, it's going to show up. You can't keep saying I'll start over tomorrow, because it just doesn't work that way in bodybuilding. It's so intricate, and you have to be so incredibly disciplined to do it right. And a lot of people just don't have that kind of discipline, and they aren't playing the long game, and they can't see 6, 8 months down the road, 5 months down the road. They just can't stick to a plan that long with no cheating. Not even one macro out of place. You have to be incredibly meticulous. So it's a commitment. The fourth most asked question that I have gotten the second half of 2023, what happened to my sister, Carrie? Does she still work for Code Red? And the answer is yes, but not in the way that you think. My sister, Carrie, stepped down from her COO position April 1st of 2023. And there was just the way that the company was moving and pivoting. There was just no need for her in the position that she was in any longer. And that's okay. I think she worked for me for 5 years. It was a wonderful 5 years, but I didn't need her expertise anymore. She wanted to go back into bedside nursing. She wanted to go back to the ICU. She wanted to go back to being an RN. You know, Carrie has a master's degree. She's absolutely incredible. She used to teach nurses at Texas A&M. She used to be a travel nurse. She has 20 years experience, and she's incredible. You want her in your ICU. If you're in the ICU, you want my sister Carrie for sure. And so what she did was she stepped out of her role as COO. She stepped out of all coaching. She hasn't been doing any podcasts with me. If I can nail her down, I love podcasting with my sister Carrie. She's incredible. She's easy. She's fun. She's funny. She keeps me on my toes. She's amazing. But her schedule is absolutely nuts. I've never seen anything like it. She is going 24/7. She always has things going on. Many, many, many irons in the fire. There's never downtime, and she doesn't want downtime. So she doesn't coach. She doesn't do videos anymore. She doesn't do podcasts really anymore, unless I can nail her down. But what she does do is she is our shipping manager. So what we did was we kept all of the shipping. We turned one of her buildings. Carrie and Brandon own a few outbuildings. They have a big 100-acre farm in Kentucky. And we took one of her outbuildings and turned it into the ship shop. We call it the ship shop. And they've been shipping for us. Brandon started off as the ship shop manager, I think 3 years ago, and he managed that for 2 years. And then Carrie took that over in the second quarter of 23, and she became the shipping manager. And she ships on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Then we have a shipping assistant named Cristy, like me, but Crissy. Cristy is our assistant. And she ships on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So she comes over and she ships and she manages, and then Carrie ships. So we ship Tuesdays and Fridays, and Carrie is our shipping manager. So she handles all the inventory and all the shipping for all the products. And then she can still work full-time in the ICU. She can still raise her daughter. She can still be a wife. She can still take care of their 7 dogs and their farm and all their animals and all the things that she loves to do. She teaches aerobics. She's just amazing. She does a lot of things it's really been a good transition. We're sisters. We don't really talk about Code Red much anymore, unless it's inventory related. Like she'll say, hey, we have a lot of this in stock, or hey, we're getting low on this, but she handles all the ordering, so she'll manage stock levels and she'll let us know. And she's great. And then she also handles the shipping for Shift as well. So we'll have all the products for Shift go out for with her, she'll handle that as well, coming up for our next 21-day shift. So that's what happened. Nothing happened to her. That's just what, and you can follow her on her Instagram. I think it's Cari Thompson RN on her Instagram. And so you should follow her and see all her chickens and her kitties and her goats and the different things that she's got. A couple of guard dogs that sleep outside, Anatolian shepherds. Am I getting that right? So it's a lot of fun. It's really fun to see her life. It's a very different life. It's not a life I would want, but she also would not want to live at the top of a hotel downtown either, so it's just great. But we talk every day and she's doing really well. The final question. I'm laughing nervously because I'm debating on, I know I need to answer it and I will answer it, but it's just what I'm getting asked the most. It's the biggest asked question. And that is, are you and Brad dating? And what is the deal with you two? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The short answer is no, we're not. And it's hard for a lot of people to look at the two of us. We're both the same age. We're both Idaho farm kids. We have a lot of things in common. We come from very similar backgrounds. We're both hard workers. We're both entrepreneurs. We both have owned and run companies. We both lift weights. We both love to travel. There's a lot of similarities. We're both Aries. A lot of similarities between us. And so you look at people like us and you're like, oh, they must be a couple, they must be together. They must be dating. Especially when people see us in the same room on video, either coaching on a video next to each other, sitting next to each other, or on an ad and we're standing next to each other in front of the camera. And it's hard for people to think, how could they not be dating? How could they not be together? Because it's not like we're a couple of teenagers and we can't, like, we're like, God, no, it's not hard for us. And the reason is because we have an incredibly strong love for the shift. The shift is our baby. And no matter what happens to mommy or daddy, the baby will always be loved. And that is our shared purpose and meaning. That is what we are doing together. That's it. We are spreading the message of the shift. Everybody needs to hear about the shift because it could single-handedly change your life. And it's hard for people to imagine that that's all that we are to each other. And people, I think a lot of my followers and fans and community, they want to see me happy. So I'm doing air quotes with my fingers for those of you who listen on podcasts. Happy. They want to see me happy. And they think that being with Brad is what's going to make me happy. And the reality is what Brad and I are looking for in partners, in life partners outside of business, not business partners, but a love relationship. The two of us don't meet each other's needs. We don't love each other the way we need to be loved. We are not able to and unwilling to give each other what the person needs for that part of our lives. That's the bottom line. Bottom line is that we're not compatible in that part of our lives. We're just not. We make incredible business partners. I explained that earlier. We get along great. We work things out. Even if we don't agree, we come to a conclusion. We're kind, we're respectful, we're loving, we're very, very good together with regard to the shift. And we'll always put our clients first. We'll always put the shift first. The brand is bigger, the meaning is bigger, the message is bigger than us. But beyond that, there's nothing there. And I know it's hard for you guys to see that, because you wanted me to have that. And I guess you wanted him to have that. But there are things about each other that we just can't, we can't fulfill. Or we're unwilling to, or however you want to say that. It's just not, it's not what you guys think. It is exactly what I explained. And I'm sorry, because I know that was, it's sad for some of you to hear that, but we both shift for our, the way that we shift is Brad and I am grateful that Brad and I have the perfect relationship, and Brad and I have the perfect relationship. We do. It's exactly what we need right now. Now, wouldn't it be great? It would be great to be a couple and to create a life together with this business and with things outside this. That would be great, wouldn't it? I mean, that would be ideal. Then we can create a life and create a home and have property and travel together and do things together and be a couple and also own the shift. But that's just not the reality of things. And it can happen without that. Our lives are going to be great. We're going to find our soulmate. We're going to find other people that fill us up and love us the way we need to be loved. That's the bottom line. But we are not that for each other. Our relationship is exactly the shift and exactly business partners. No more, no less. So hopefully we put that to bed once and for all. Yes, we have incredible energy between us. We really, really do. And we also fight like cats and dogs, just so you know. The energy goes both ways. It's passion, but it's anger and it's frustration sometimes. But in the end, the shift will always prevail. And the message will always be spread no matter what, because that is what people need to hear. And that is what matters the most, not what we feel, but the bigger message, the reason that we were put on this earth. That's what will be moved forward. And, we'll find other people, or we won't, or we'll be happy. The point is to be happy where you are. You don't need to find somebody to be happy. You don't need to be out of your marriage to be happy. You don't need to be, you choose happiness no matter what's going on in your life. You choose happiness. We have mutual respect. We have appreciation between us, and we are here for one reason, and that's to spread the message of the shift. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, a little bit different of my five most asked questions of second half of 2023. Look, I mean, we got them all cleared up. We got it all cleared up. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of my life. I love being a part of your life. If you ever see me out at an airport, at a parking lot, at the mall, if you ever see me at a restaurant, my gosh, please, please, please stop me. I want to hug you. I want to get a picture with you. I want to see you. I get messages all the time saying, Cristy, I saw you, but I didn't want to bug you. Why didn't you bug me? I would love to have met you. I love to meet people. I'd love to meet my rebels, and it would be great to hear your story and just talk to you and put a face with a name. So please don't ever hesitate stopping me. It doesn't matter if I'm looking at my phone or if I'm looking straight ahead or if I have a look on my face that's not very approachable. Approach me anyway, please. You'll always get a warm smile and a hug from me. All right. We'll see you on the next episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. Take care. Thank you so much for listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you are looking for some hardcore accountability to get and keep this weight off, look no further, because I've got VIP Connection. This is the ultimate connection to me, just short of me sleeping on your couch. You're going to get 3 daily messages from me in real time directly to you. You're going to submit your weight every Friday. We're going to go over it in a weekly meeting on Sunday nights, and I'm going to give you feedback. You'll have access to a monthly VIP breakfast with me in Boise, a monthly VIP supplement box, access to any workshop, any PDF promo that I hold for that month. You'll have access to the Ringside membership. And best of all, you'll have a fully customized nutrition program written just for you. We're talking about over $3,000 total value for $397 a month, and you can cancel anytime. Go to coderedlifestyle.com/VIP to check that out.